According to the National Electrical Code, Section 695.6e, specific requirements are outlined for pump wiring extending from controllers to pump motors. These requirements mandate the use of particular types of conduit or cable to ensure the integrity and safety of the electrical system powering the fire pump. This section of the code stipulates that the wiring must be enclosed within one of the following options. Firstly, rigid metal conduit. Secondly, intermediate metal conduit. Thirdly, liquid tight flexible metal conduit. Fourthly, liquid tight flexible non-metallic conduit type LFNCB. Fifthly, listed type NC cable with an impervious covering. Or sixthly, type MI cable. The question arises whether employing a weatherproof trough sized appropriately according to the standards set in NEC Section 314.28 ATWR would constitute a violation of the stipulations in 695.6c. To address this, it is necessary to understand the intent and scope of both sections. Section 695.6e explicitly lists the acceptable types of conduit and cable for the wiring connecting the fire pump controller to the motor. The primary objective is to ensure a robust and reliable wiring method that can withstand environmental conditions and potential physical damage, thereby safeguarding the critical operation of the fire pump during emergency situations. A weatherproof trough, while not explicitly mentioned in Section 695.6e, serves as an enclosure designed to protect electrical conductors and equipment from environmental factors such as moisture, dust, and sunlight. It provides a degree of physical protection and environmental isolation for the wiring contained within. Section 314.28 ATWO provides the requirements for sizing pull and junction boxes, including weatherproof troughs. This section mandates that enclosures such as weatherproof troughs must be of adequate size to provide ample free space for the enclosed conductors. This free space is crucial for several reasons. Firstly, it facilitates the dissipation of heat generated by the conductors, preventing overheating and potential insulation damage. Secondly, it allows for ease of installation and maintenance, providing sufficient room to maneuver and work on the conductors and connections. Thirdly, it helps to maintain the bend radius of the conductors, preventing stress and potential damage to the insulation. Given these considerations, the use of a weatherproof trough sized in accordance with 314.28 ATWO would not necessarily constitute a violation of 695.6e. While 695.6e specifies particular types of conduit and cable, the underlying principle is to ensure the protection and reliability of the fire pump wiring. A weatherproof trough, when properly sized and installed, can provide an equivalent level of protection and reliability. It's important to ensure that the weatherproof trough is constructed of suitable materials that are resistant to corrosion and physical damage, and that it is properly sealed to prevent the ingress of moisture and other contaminants. Additionally, the conductors within the trough must be properly supported and secured to prevent movement and strain. The use of a weatherproof trough in this application can be considered an acceptable alternative, provided that it meets or exceeds the level of protection and reliability offered by the conduit and cable type specified in 695.6e. It is essential to consult with local electrical inspectors and authorities having jurisdiction to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. These authorities can provide guidance on the acceptability of alternative wiring methods and ensure that the installation meets the required safety standards. In summary, the permissibility of using a weatherproof trough in place of the explicitly listed conduit types in 695.6e hinges on whether the trough provides an equivalent level of protection and reliability. When sized and installed correctly, in accordance with 314.28 ATWO and other relevant code sections, a weatherproof trough can serve as a viable alternative, offering protection against environmental factors and facilitating maintenance. It is always advisable to seek approval from the local AHJ before implementing such an alternative to ensure full compliance with the applicable codes and standards.